Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to get bonkers. Everybody we've heard talking about this movie has said that there's going to be some insane stuff going on in this movie because, again, we are dealing with the multiverse. We've heard so many crazy rumors and reports about what we could possibly be seeing in this movie, like X-Men and Fantastic Four, multiple Spider-Man, characters from What If coming into live action, and now we have another report, but this one, there's actually a lot of evidence to back it up. And of course, first of which being something I reported on yesterday with a report from Daniel RPK and also Grace Randolph saying that in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, will be the villain of this movie, and there will be a scene where she battles a Fox X-Men character. So, like I said, I did a whole video about that and breaking down different characters I thought that it could be. I was like, oh, Quicksilver and Magneto, and as cool as that would be, we may now finally know who that character is going to be, and it's actually going to be Professor X, aka Charles Xavier, and this has been backed up by two sources, just like our report yesterday. First of all, from a website called moviescoop.com, a source I've never heard before, maybe they're new, but this report was also backed up by Viewer Annan, who is a super reliable source, saying that yes, indeed, this Fox X-Men cameo is going to be Professor X. And the character will be serving a small but impactful role in the movie, and it will indeed be a returning version of the character. So, obviously, everybody's gonna kind of jump ahead and assume, oh my god, Patrick Stewart is returning as Professor X for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But not so fast, because as I mentioned in my video yesterday, both he and Hugh Jackman have said that they have a very emotional connection to those characters, and Logan was their goodbye and their farewell and their send-off as those characters, and they basically promised each other and said that they're not going to return to these roles. They've retired from the roles of both Wolverine and Professor X. So I doubt they're going to return. But when they were actually mentioning this about possibly returning to the roles and ultimately saying that they wouldn't, this was when Sir Patrick Stewart mentioned that he and Hugh Jackman both had meetings with Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios, and this was like a year or two ago. So things definitely line up here, and even though it doesn't seem like Patrick Stewart is going to be the Professor X in this movie, again, the sources say that Professor X will be, and I suppose there's always the possibility, like, sure, it could be Patrick Stewart, but I don't know why he would lie and say, like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but then he does. That just, he doesn't seem like the kind of person that would do that, but then again, you never know. So, if it's not Sir Patrick Stewart, who is it going to be? Well, the only other option is James McAvoy, which I think would be awesome. Of course, he's the more recent Professor X that we got in the more recent X-Men films, and I think it would be really cool to see him appear in this movie. Because I never really was a huge fan of rebooting with the whole younger X-Men. A lot of people really weren't, especially how it was executed. But I do have to admit that James McAvoy was one of the highlights of those newer X-Men movies, and he really was great as Charles Xavier. So I'd love to see more of him in the MCU with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And a battle between Scarlet Witch and Professor X, first of all, would just be so cool to see him using his cool telepathic mind powers and then her using her witchcraft. I think that'd be really visually a cool battle to see. And in Daniel RPK's original report, he mentioned that this battle between Scarlet Witch and this Fox X-Men characters would be on the level of that battle between Thanos and Doctor Strange in Avengers Infinity War. So now all of these new reports, especially coming from reliable sources like Viewer Annan and also possibly Moviescoop.com, again, they're new, so I don't know for sure, but with all the things lining up here, just connecting the dots, it makes sense that this is going to happen, and we are going to be seeing Professor X in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and again, it is most likely going to be James McAvoy's version of the character, which I think is really, really exciting. But what's even more exciting about the return of James McAvoy as Professor X is that he's not coming alone. He's actually going to be coming equipped with a full team. And I'm not going to tell you who this team is, but it sounds really cool because I'm just teasing you here because I'm going to do a separate video on that, so you definitely don't want to miss that because, like I said, Charles Xavier, he's rolling in with his squad, and it is on Amazing Squad. So definitely stay tuned for that video. But for now, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think we will see the return of Professor Charles Xavier in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness to battle the Scarlet Witch? And of course, as always, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.